All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome you to the Yamhill County Board of Commissioners formal session at 10 a.m. on August 7th. Bailey, you want to lead us in the flag salute?
To the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that. All right. C is our calendar session. Is there any changes that the commissioners would like to make?
I don't have any.
D is our public comment. I'd like to mention that there was a written comment that was submitted into the packet this week. Want to make sure everybody saw that?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Is there anybody in the audience that has a public comment? Anybody online, raise your virtual hand. Seeing none. You got something?
Yeah, I was just, before we got too far from calendaring, just a reminder we haven't noticed, but there's no formal session next Thursday.
Ah, yes. I'll remind at the end too. All right, moving on. Department updates. We have none. Work session, there is none.
And Chair,
Yes.
that's another item, sorry.
That's all right.
2 for 2. The other part is, I'm kind of hoping that by the 21st, maybe we can have a discussion about, we have some pending items that I think the board wanted to come back for some follow-up work sessions. Dog control is a good example of some of the other ones. It's something that we haven't really talked about, is looking at our work session schedule for the next couple months. And I
Okay.
just kind of wanted to put that on the board's radar. If there's specific topics, I know we've had some work sessions that I think were pending to come back. Why I'm not thinking of it right now. There was one that we just had recently. Transit. Thank you. Thank you, Bailey. Transit was a good example. I know we were pending to have Cynthia come back with some additional data and have some conversations there. Is another example. Those are 2 topics, but if there's some, it's something that, we're halfway through the calendar year when we haven't really talked about. Now that we're in the new fiscal year, there were some items that the board wanted to talk about. So,
Yep.
Is that the fare policy for transit?
yes.
Yeah, Cynthia's supposed to get some ridership numbers.
Okay.
Specifically riders. How many riders, if it was possible. So I'm not quite do you know where she's at with that? Or
I think she's getting close to being ready for that. I mean,
okay.
For the work session, she has
It's
a
just
pretty general good idea on the riders, what you've been asking for.
So maybe on the 21st, I can just come prepared. I don't want to have a work session on work sessions scheduling, but if the board would like to see some of that, or if you have suggestions on topics, and if you want to send it to me, I could be prepared for on the 21st, and then we can start looking at dates. I'll connect with Cynthia and find out when she's going to be ready to come forward. And then I'll also talk to Kevin and Sam, because they're both have been talking about the dog control as well, and seeing if we're ready to come and have a conversation about dog control.
perfect.
It just helps to put some dates on calendars, so that way things aren't just lingering.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Consent agenda. Looks like we have some committee approvals and a contract. I would move approval. Any further discussion?
None.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Old business, there's none. I is other business. I1 is we have consideration of adopting resolution 25-08-07-1, recognizing August 16th, 2025 as Lemonade Day. So it's pretty short. So I'm going to go ahead and actually just read it off here. So whereas Lemonade Day is a fun, free experimental learning program that launched in Houston, Texas in 2007 and has grown from 2,700 kids in one city to over 1 million kids in cities across America and Canada. And whereas there are 600 youth in Yamhill County who will be learning how to be young entrepreneurs by opening and operating their own business, a lemonade stand. And whereas the community's business leaders are supporting and encouraging these young entrepreneurs to be brave and do big things. And whereas since its inception, Lemonade Day has provided access to the experience of business ownership to youth from all walks of life who learn lifelong skills and principles while learning how to make money, where they are encouraged to spend a little, save a little, and share a little. And whereas the mission of Lemonade Day is to empower today's youth to become tomorrow's entrepreneurs. Now, therefore, it is hereby resolved that the Yamhill County Board of Commissioners, on behalf of the citizens of Yamhill County, hereby recognize August 16th, 2025 as Lemonade Day, and we urge all citizens to recognize and encourage our kids' effort as they learn about being young entrepreneurs while they open and operate their own businesses. And it's done this
Seventh.
7th day of August 2025. Thank you very much for anybody that came for
you.
that.
You guys.
Yep.
Thank you. And
Yep.
thank you, Joy would like a picture.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we do it up here? This is Philip. He's one of the employees. And this is Rhonda, you know, of course. In the middle. Get nice and close, everybody. Excellent. I will send this to you. Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
We still need to make a motion, right? Yeah.
I would move approval.
Motion's been made. Any further discussion?
None.
None? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Little backwards there, but.
Thank you. Thank you.
J is public hearing. There is none. K is announcements. Commissioner King.
Spent quite a bit of time at the fair this last week, and I just wanted to send an extra big thank you to Chair. I know you spend more time than anybody there, and you're just a small piece in that really big cog that moves that whole week and years worth of planning. Personally, I love the livestock auction. Love seeing the kids, all their hard work pay off in the end. I couldn't stick around for the whole thing this year, but I heard it was a long one as well. Lots of animals. I ended up going over to I was invited to speak at the YCEA summer barbecue. So I got to spend some time with some of the employees. I toured the Grand Chermina food bank this week as well. Incredible group of people. I know that Commissioner Starrett, I remember you going there last year, 2 years ago, something to that effect. And you know, that's work that's very near to my heart. They've seen an increase. About last year, they were around 60 people, averaging a week, and they've had to kind of spread it out to every other week, and they're seeing a big upswing. They're up over 100 people this week, and people are lining up almost at least 45 minutes beforehand to get their box of food. And we talked a little bit about just the effects that they're having on funding and from grants or federal and state resources as well. And I'll put a plug in that if you have cans, take them down there. That's how they fund probably almost 20% of their program through bottle drives. National Night Out, I was able to hit Yamhill, Carlton, and Newburgh. Huge thank you to all the first responders and, you know, the departments that set that up. My son particularly loved hitting the car out in the hill with the sledgehammer. It's fun for him. Yesterday I had a chance, I've had a few people reach out to me about Coffin Butte landfill that a lot of our trash goes to. It has recently been brought in front of the Benton County Planning Commission and was denied, and it's going in front of their Board of Commissioners here soon. I had a chance to take a tour and sit down with some of their staff and trying to figure out the ins and outs of what this means if they say no, if the Board of Commissioners say no, and probably go to LUBA, but it'll be a big economic impact for our community if that goes away. So I'll do my best to keep you updated on what I learn as that moves down. I sat down with one of their commissioners. We go to County College together, so it's a good chance to catch up with him while I was down there as well. I know I'm forgetting one or two other things, but I'll leave it there for the day. Cool.
Commissioner?
Yes, I'd like to echo the kudos to your family, Chair. I know your daughter Quinn and your wife Carolee and Kennedy have all been so involved in that fair to the point where you were just a way above and beyond. So I want to thank you for that. Judge the Monster Cookie Contest with MAC Fire Chief Reed Godfrey and Jennifer Redmond Noble and Carolee Johnston. I also want to thank the volunteers who are out there in the heat throughout the whole fair. Just amazing dedication. I really do appreciate them. On Monday, I was in Salem at the Northwest Senior Disability Building. We discussed planning for the future and some ways to fund services to seniors and disabled. I was reelected unanimously as the vice chair of Northwest Senior and Disability Services. We also talked about the Oregon food stamp error rate, which is the 5th highest in the nation. So what do we do when we have the rate so high in terms of what the state is going to have to pay back? State's going to have to pay back what is over and above the error rate, and it's above the national rate. So how do we make sure that our Northwest Senior Disability Service clients are funded knowing that that eligibility rate puts a target on the state's back? So we want to make sure that the people who should be getting food stamps are getting food stamps. And we looked at the possibility of contracting directly with the federal government, kind of like what we did with ARPA. And that would, so we're not penalized when Oregon continues to basically thumb their nose at the Medicaid requirements that have changed. We want to look at an internal audit to make sure that we're vetting the right people for eligibility. And starting September of 2025, Oregon is going to resume work requirements for some people receiving food benefits, and that's going to affect people 18 to 54 who don't have children, and they will get some information from the state on that. The work rules will return in Benton, Clackamas, Hood River, Multnomah, Washington, and Yamhill, and if you're affected, you'll get a notice. Family Wellbeing Council, what an amazing group of people. We talked a lot about the suicide prevention yesterday, some of the new initiatives there, working on systemic suicide prevention. We know that when someone does die by suicide, that it becomes sort of a contagion in the community. And we're working on that, getting some community leaders trained to deal with the post-vention issues there. We talked about child injury prevention and some of the things in terms of child safety seats and car seats and how to get those to the kids. CCO's community baby shower, there were 10 car seats handed out. Let's see, again, working on TTRS and people in recovery in terms of reunification with their kids. So that was a very productive meeting. Also, what else? Let's see, Reach Northwest, the foster kids and the 4-H fair, that was a resounding success. The Foster Family Appreciation Picnic is coming up, and Foster Parents Night Out starts up again next month. The NRAC yesterday was amazing, and I got to tell you, they are doing such great work for our agricultural community. Learned a lot, and we do appreciate OSU Extension putting that on. I'll let you follow up with the rest of that because it was a great day.
It was. All right. Super quick. So yeah, Overview of the fair. I'm going to wait till I start getting some good numbers coming in. Gary's starting to consolidate a lot of it right now. What I can speak about is the youth livestock auction. It hit another record this year. It will be over $1.4 million in animal sales. So that is fantastic on a year where we thought that it was probably going to be a little bit interesting to get enough buyers in there, but I've never seen it better. I've never seen it more packed, and it was absolutely phenomenal. That was with two things extra this year. Was there's almost 80 more kids selling animals this year. Plus, a lot of them were high dollar steers coming in. There was quite a few more steers, which is always interesting to try to find enough buyers for those higher dollar animals, even though you're only talking $6 a pound. It adds up when they're, pushing 1,200 some odd pounds. So it went great. Everybody was super tickled. A huge shout out to all the staff, the volunteers, the businesses, the farmers that donate their time to put all of it on, whether it's the fair, the youth livestock auction. Just, I have never been so impressed with the communication coming up to fair this year, for at least like the public perception of the fair. I felt so good about it, and it pretty much went off without a hitch. If there was an issue, it got taken care of really quick. Like when one of the concerts canceled, we got Jackie Rohr in there within, I think it was 24 hours notice or 48 hours notice, and it actually ended up being a really good concert. It was a little bit, just perception wise, a little bit light attendance Wednesday and Thursday, but Friday rolled around, it picked up, and then Saturday, I would say that had to be a record Saturday, and I'm dying to see what the gate sales were for Saturday. Demolition Derby always brings in a ton of people, and it was just overall very excited and a great fair. I'll try to get some more numbers from Gary, or maybe Gary will come and give an update in the next couple weeks. Hog donations for YCAP. We ended up, I think, around 9 hog donations to YCAP this year, so that was good. A little bit down from last year. Monday had Dayton City Council meeting. They updated, they got an update from their insurance carrier, Hagen Hamilton, their walking bridge. I was actually very shocked when they were rattling it off, but it cost them 20 extra grand in their premiums for that new walking bridge that they put in. Couple other things, they extended their Ziply agreement, and they just got a slight update on their economic development progress, mainly that new hotel that opened up there. And they just had a new restaurant open up. I can't remember the name of it. It's in the old church.
Bay House?
Bay House, yes. Has anybody been there yet?
Joya House.
And fabulous. Okay, great. I'll have to make it there. Fantastic. Newburgh City Council meeting, was there anything there?
It was short. I went to it for half of it. I can't remember what they talked about. It's out of the brain now.
Okay. Tuesday was National Night Out. I had the privilege of being in the dunk tank at Willamina. It was pretty fun. And I'm going to tell you what, those kids in Willamina, they got very good aim. I was in the water more than I was out of the water, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. And then my daughter had to come and make sure she showed up to support me. And I think she dunked me twice out of 3 shots. Anyway, it was fun. Sam showed up right towards the tail end, and then I saw one of his posts, and I guess he made the rounds to a lot. I think he dang near hit every single one of them. I saw Whitlow at Willamina. Anyway, it was a great event. Willamine put on a great event, and I'm sure all the other cities turned out great.
Carlton's huge.
And then I'm assuming Carlton and Dundee probably didn't have their city council meetings.
Oh, Dundee didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, Carlton, I saw the mayor walking down.
Okay.
So.
Wednesday, we had our COG meeting, just normal legislative updates on where we're at. Nothing really new there. They are trying to figure out how to put some Band-Aids on the ODOT funding still, but nothing that's set in stone. There is a lot of behind the scenes, I think, getting worked on. I'm not part of that or privy to it, but one of the, I think it was Kathy Clark, Mayor of Kaiser. One of them's been involved in it and knows a little bit more about it, but she's been trying to let us know what ODOT's thinking, what the governor's going to be proposing, and then what the senators are, that whole group is trying to figure out with it. But it will not be a solution. I think the main takeaway for COG that we're trying to support is the 50-30-20 split and try to make sure that stays intact. So that's really the COG's main focus to that. Had NREC also yesterday. Pretty phenomenal. A lot of big changes happening there since the new director came on board. I can see areas getting cleared out that probably should have been cleared out years ago that are going to become productive areas now. I see new buildings going up. I like the format of the open house. There was a lot of different vegetable areas where you could gather different fruits and vegetables from farmers that are around that area. They had a taste test from all the blueberry plant varieties that they are producing on site there. That was very interesting. And they did not stack it either. It is good, nasty ones and really good ones. I mean, you're getting to some, I'm like, just give me the red marker now. I will put a big X. Do not even go back to this one. No flavor, that was probably the most interesting out of it. There was a professor there that had a little biogenerator, water biogenerator, and she was giving us the whole background on it for how they can use it for biodynamics and fertilizer on crops, and how much health it gives the plant to actually give it the natural aspects to combat, whether it be powdery mildew or any fungus that might attack it. It gives it kind of that natural immunity. It's very interesting stuff. Overall, great, loved it. And I'm looking forward to see how the changes start stacking up over there. No plan commission tonight. Wednesday, Amity City Council meeting. That was yesterday night. Nothing from that one. Okay. Plan commission meeting tonight. It is off. There's nothing on the docket. We have chat with chair tonight, 6 p.m. Hood Room at the Yamhill County Government Services Building. We will work on that. And just a reminder, like Ken brought up this morning, there will be no formal session next week on August 14th. And that's it. I will close it out at 10:22. Thank you all very, very much. Thanks for the Lemonade Day proclamation.